What is up, everybody? It's Detox here, and I'm with an update number 2 of the aquariums. This is not really a good update, but we have to get the good and the bad, I suppose. All the fish are doing well, except for one tank, and I guess you could probably assume what the bad tank is. Obviously, Frank here is doing just fantastic, as well as the two Corys, who are actually out today, so you get a good look at them. Beautiful stir-bys. Probably one of my favorite generic Corys, so like ones that you would find at like PetSmart, Petco. Of course, you can find fancier ones at like your local fish stores, but as far as ones that are easy to get a hold of, they're probably my favorite. And then Eric is handy, or dandy, not handy. He's dandy, and the Corys, the albinos, are playing in the bubbles. So they usually will stay up. I need to lower that a little bit so they have a little bit more to play with, but I don't want to make the current too strong. I don't know where he's at. He was just out, but now he's probably, I would assume, behind all the... Oh, there he is. Hello, buddy. And I do actually, just for an update, I do want... I don't want to say this because I don't know when it's going to happen, but I really would like to breed. I kind of decided I wanted to get into breeding for a little while, but it's kind of a scary, not really scary, but like, I don't know if I'm up for it. But I would like to breed these two. But, because it was a kind of, I want to get, what is it? Cherry barbs. Those are kind of what I want to try. I know I could get mollies and like easily breed fish, but and these guys, of course, are just, you'd have to separate constantly. But you know, but I kind of want to try cherry barbs, just kind of let them go and see. I'm not really like I said, I'm not trying to breed them, but it would be cool to just, you know, kind of get a few spawns in. But like I said, if I want to actually try, I really want to try bettas. Although you have to have kind of a decent amount of space because you have to individually jar all of the fish. But enough of that. We'll get into that in a later video. What I really need to talk about is what happened to this aquarium. Now, as you know, in the last video I had some neons in here. Now there's only 2. There was 6. I showed you the one little neon that was kind of what I thought was swim bladder at first because of the way he was swimming. Come to find out, I believe it was NTS, or NTD, I mean, which is neon tetra disease. Because the only reason I say that, now it could be false neon tetra disease, but I don't have any other fish in here, which is why they're not quarantined, because, I mean, it's the starting tank, so if they die, well, it's fine. Well, it's not fine if they die, but, you know, they're not going to send anything else to any other fish, because there's no other fish in here. But, the only reason, now, I've never heard of NTD, because like I said, I'm pretty new to the scene here, but I researched it, and I didn't want to believe it, but the one guy that was a loner, he died the next day, and then the next day after that, another one died, and then the next day after that, another one died, and then today, one was stuck up against the filter. He was barely alive, but I went ahead and ended his life because he was going to die. I know that sounds cruel, but I also, as much as I want to keep them alive, I don't want them to suffer either, because they are animals, and it's not, I can actually say it's not my fault, because I was really like I was really freaking out because I'm like, I've never had a problem with any of the other tanks. The water parameters are fine. The only thing I can think of is I acclimated them too quickly. But really, I do all my acclimation the same, and I've never had a problem. This will actually be my first really loss. Now, granted, I don't have a lot of fish, and most of my fish are super hardy. And bettas really, they don't really need to be acclimated, because they're in the little bowls, so they're all pretty much room temp. I don't know. There's just something about it. You really just. I learned how to acclimate a new way, because like I said, I thought it was my fault. But so I watched King of DIY or whatever his name is, And he was talking about how after you open up the bag, that ammonia gets in there and you can get ammonia burn and stuff. So I'm thinking, well, maybe that is what caused the couple to die, because I acclimated them with the bag open. I knew nothing of that, or at least to just add some prime to the water. So I researched that for a while, which I did learn some new things. So I'm not really mad. I did it, or I did research it, but looking further into the newest dead one, he was very bloated, and then of course over the course of the last couple days, the ones that have been dying have been leaving the school or the shoal or whatever the heck the technical term is, and then they'll go die by themselves. And I was reading up on NTD, and that's exactly what the fish do, is they will start swimming erratically, and that's what the first one was doing. He could swim, but he would like do spirals and stuff, and then they'll leave. They won't school with the other fish, and eventually they just die, and there's no cure. So according to what it was saying, the only way you could transmit to other fish was if they like took a bite out of them. But of course, like I said, I don't have other fish, so I'm not super worried. So essentially what it comes down to in this tank as of now is I'm gonna let these two try to survive. I mean, honestly, the likelihood that they are going to is probably 0 to none, which is terrible, but I'm gonna try, because like I said, there's no other fish in here, so I'm not super worried about the disease like taking out all my fish. So I'm gonna try to keep them alive. I'd love for them to stay alive. I'd love to keep neon tetras in here, but if they both die, I'm probably going, I really don't know. I'm probably going to get something different. I'm pretty sure I researched that cardinal tetras don't get the disease, so I might just spend the extra money and get the cardinals instead of the neons. But if these two do end up dying, I'll probably go ahead and take the tank down, wipe it down, even though I don't think it can transfer, unless, like I said, I guess if more neons got in here, it might. But I'm gonna probably research a little bit more and make sure cardinals aren't affected by it, and I guess restart. But I probably, like I said, probably start with Corey's this time, which I wish I would have done anyway. I was going to, but they didn't have enough of what I wanted, and I was just impatient. So I just ended up buying the neon tetras in sale, or on sale. Now granted, I didn't get these fish from where I normally would. They were on sale at Petland. Now I'm not trying to like bash Petland, because I don't have no reason to, but these are the first time I've ever bought fish from them, and sadly it was not a good experience. So I do not know if I'll be going back there for fish, at least not tetras, because supposedly their whole entire stock might have NTD, which is not good for them or anybody who's picked fish up from them. But like I said, I don't know if that's what is happening, but all the signs of NTD point to what happened in my tank. So luckily I don't have any fish in here, but like I said, if these two die, I'm probably going to get Corey's. Like I said, I'll do a big water change. I'll kind of restart. I'll do Corey's first, and I'll let the tank really get established, because if it did happen to be just the the bacteria colony just isn't quite there for a more sensitive fish, which I thought neons weren't sensitive, but supposedly over the inbreeding and the demand of the fish in the recent years of the hobby, I guess they've become more sensitive. So it might have been that, so I'll take precautions there. I know Corey's can handle a lot, and maybe I'll let the bacteria get a little bit more built up. But as you can see, this filter, I mean, there's filter media, a sponge, and then I have which I didn't actually show you guys, I'm sure you saw it though, is there's a pre-filter sponge. So there's so much room or area for the bacteria to grow on, so I'm not worried about like really that, but I'm gonna take the precautions anyway, I suppose. But I do need to, if they are gonna die, I hope it's quick, because these plants need some poop and stuff, so I need to start getting these plants going. But if they don't die and they somehow survive, that I really don't know what I'll do, because I'll be scared to put more in. I'm obviously not going to get them from Petland, but I don't know. We'll see. I'll research more on. I might have to quarantine them. This one, honestly, in the back is starting to lose color, so I'm assuming he's probably going to die next. And if that guy has it, then that guy does too. So there's no point in pulling that little one out. It's just probably not gonna happen. I feel so bad because I really do treat my fish like pets. I've been that way about all animals. Just because they're little creatures doesn't mean that they aren't, you know, they don't matter. So it really does actually hurt my little heart that they're dying, because I love to keep fish and I love to keep them alive, and I love for them to have a great environment and stuff like that. So now if this fish dies, I really will be devastated. I'll probably just quit, because this is my pride and joy. But yeah, I mean, that's really the update for today. I know it's kind of rambling, but I just wanted to get this documented in case these last two kind of finish off and then I come back and there's Corys in here or something else. So that's really it for this episode. Next episode we might have some new fish in here, hopefully that aren't sick, but this is a good lesson. I know, like, the beautiful thing about life is you get to learn from failing. So failing is a good thing. Always remember that, because you get to learn. Not that this was my fault. It could have been, like I said. I'm not saying that it is NTD, but all the signs lead to it. A lot of bloating and stuff like that, which are just I forgot side effect, not side effects of the disease, but I guess it can happen because maybe their immune system falls. I don't know. But anyway, that's it for today, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.